The real change for us in June of this year, we realized that we had a handle on what could be a really large spodumene pegmatite province at our LDG project. It's a property we already owned. We've been exploring it for the last 10 years or so for diamonds, have an excellent data set, and came across an old government Geological Survey of Canada map that showed spodumene pegmatite showings on the property. We confirmed those in a program in July. And there's some real size potential.
Hello and welcome to the Assay TV, where today I'm delighted to be joined by Ken Armstrong, who is the President, CEO and Director of North Arrow Minerals. North Arrow is a Canadian-based exploration company focused on the identification and evaluation of lithium and other opportunities across Canada. Currently, they're focused on investigating spodumene pegmatites at their 100% owned De Stefani, LDG and MacKay Lithium projects. Okay, so welcome, Ken. Thank you for joining us on the Assay TV today.
Thanks very much for having me.
Okay, so just as a bit of a recap or an introduction to new viewers, can you give us a bit of a background to your company, please?
Sure, yeah. North Arrow Minerals, we're a pretty typical Vancouver-based junior exploration company. I'm the CEO, and our focus has been exploration in Canada, and in particular Northern Canada, where we have a lot of experience, and really been spending time in the last 8 months really focused on the lithium space.
Okay, so North Arrow recently announced changing drill program from its De Stefani project to its LDG project in Canada's Northwest Territories. Can you talk us through some of the decision to change that focus and kind of why the company's chosen to go that route?
Yeah, both projects are really new for us. They're both lithium projects. De Stefani is one that we acquired in January, announced acquiring it in January. It's part of the Yellowknife pegmatite province. We've done some work there. We have a good handle on what we have there. There were 2 pegmatites. We found a couple more. We have samples in the lab there. But the real change for us in June of this year, we realized that we had a handle on what could be a really large spodumene pegmatite province at our LDG project. It's a property we already owned. We've been exploring it for the last 10 years or so for diamonds, have an excellent data set, and came across an old government Geological Survey of Canada map that showed spodumene pegmatite showings on the property. We confirmed those in a program in July, and there's some real size potential. So that kind of gets to the crux of your question, is why make the change. It's because of the size opportunity that we see in these spodumene pegmatites at the LDG property.
Excellent. And you also announced some pretty exciting lithium results for another project, the McKay project, recently. Can you go into those in a bit more depth for us?
Yeah, McKay is it's our third spodumene pegmatite project, and it ties in well with LDG. We identified it at the same time we realized we had these pegmatites at LDG. We went up to what is now our McKay project, prospected it, identified a spodumene-bearing pegmatite, and just recently issued some assays from the initial grab samples that we collected there, with just 4 samples that were collected over 120 meter strike length, and they range from 2.4% lithia up to 3.7%, so quite high grade. They're grab samples, but what we've been able to see at all of these spodumene pegmatites at McKay and then also at LDG, they're in quite a low relief area. They're quite low lying outcrops, a lot of overburden where their strike extents could be hidden, and we need to uncover that by doing some initial drilling. But what we're seeing at surface are widths of up to 50 meters wide. They are open along strike, could be over 500 meters of strike length plus, just based on the terrain that we're seeing. And so both McKay and the LDG pegmatites, the ones we've identified, and there certainly could be more, could be a whole lot bigger. It's an opportunity to make a sizable spodumene pegmatite discovery, which could be really important for the Northwest Territories. And we're just looking forward to getting on the properties with the drill to really test what their size extent could be.
Absolutely. So we've spoken about McKay and LDG. What's happening in terms of any other exploration?
Well, I mentioned De Stefani, which was our first lithium project that we got there in June. We have a series of channel sampling and prospecting samples that we've collected from that property. We're waiting on results there, as well as some mineral characterization studies looking at the spodumene contents and the potential recoverability. So we do have news there. And then we do have a stable of other projects, of diamond properties, a gold project that's up in the Hope Bay belt in Nunavut, immediately along trend from Agnico Eagle and their Doris gold mine. So we have a lot in the company, but our news flow is going to be focused really on those lithium projects and the work we've been doing there this summer.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing the extra news flow in the coming months.
Absolutely. Look forward to keeping you informed. Thank you.